Good morning and welcome back to Bailiwick again to Shipwrecks. I'm JP Falaise and we're going to dive the Minesweeper today. Its number is the M483 and it's right out around the back of Sark. We've got quite a way to go. So it's an early start today, 5 in the morning. It's now currently about 20 to 6. And look at that sun. It's like a nuclear explosion. So it's going to take us probably 45 minutes to get there, so we'll be in the water maybe around about 8:45. So it's always an early start, this one. We've got all the tech gear, so there's a lot to carry, a lot. So twin 12s, and I'm also I've also chose to have my 7 with 48%, so 50% deco. That's a 50% O2, so oxygen. That just helps with my deco obligations, speeds it up. The rest of it, more or less the same gear. I changed the shot belt for the old-fashioned ones with less weight on, because obviously all this heavy gear you need less weight. So let's get it all down the boat. I've pre-checked it all as well, so it saved me a bit of time to check it the night before. That's it pretty much, and I've got a harness to wing system because obviously extra weight, I need extra buoyancy, and I can't rely on my inflator and my dry suit to keep me up, especially with that and all of that on. So let's get out on the boat. So far Paul's here on his own. Obviously at 5:30 in the morning, most of the fishermen down here already as well. Try and get the first light. And a lot of them are missing already because they've already gone out. It's going to be a lovely day. Lovely day. Molly! Molly hasn't been here. I haven't dived with Molly for, I don't know, 2 months I suppose. He loves the camera. He loves the camera. Is that for all the subscribers?
Hi guys, we're recording the tank.
Are we going to have to get our gear off the hatch to check the engine? We got a pirate on our stern, some more divers coming. We got a little bit left to go.
Got a pirate on his stern.
Got
That's what she said.
Pirate on her stern. Where's Mike? Ah, there's a little black rib coming. Just see that little dot there. One of our mates, Mike Page.
0.6.
What's Paul doing out the back?
Testing the temperature of the water.
Oh, he's pumping the bilge by the looks of it.
should be an Admiralty line there, sure. But I suppose there wasn't, eh?
No, there wasn't.
Nobody knew where it was.
No. It's not charted. It's an uncharted wreck.
Uncharted territory. I hope the visit's as good as it looks.
I reckon the visit's going to be awesome. I got a feeling it's going to be awesome.
Paul was so excited a little week about.
The Somalian pirates are getting closer. We can't go no faster. 6.8 knots. This is full steam, full chap. The stick is to the dash, and here they come. We've been travelling for probably an hour, and they've been travelling for about 5 minutes. There's the boys. And just like that, they overtook us.
Hey, Mike! Are they doing the wreck as well? No. Me. We're going to do something special.
There's less people on the Thistlegorm today than here.
What's the title of the current side?
Yeah. Oh well. It's what it is. We don't own the wreck.
Yes, we fucking do. I thought they were supposed to be going off a special mission.
There's another big beast coming up here, a big rodman.
No, the special mission is testing out an idea with the delayed line. The John line, Pico station.
Oh. Good secret though. It's not going to be much of a secret when we see it.
Let's have a look now.
Tech divers in Guernsey, they're here. Every tech diver in Guernsey's here now.
That's like living China.
It's Carl Taylor in Moo with Matt Eker at the wheel. This is going to be exciting. We're going to get to use someone's special hang line. Me and Molly's going to come up the wrong one on purpose. We're not sharing a shot now. Mike doesn't. We never share a shot. We do our own, put our own strobes on. Our names are on our strobes as well, so we don't get it wrong, but pretty hard to get it wrong when we know where we tie it in. There's the others. It's a nice dive boat, that one. The time has come. The tide is slackening off. It's just under a knot now. We're going to start putting the shot in. So you can't shot it too early because the tide will just carry on pulling it across the seabed, pull it out of the wreck. They look like they're getting ready as well.
I don't realise you feel that.
Stand by!
Sécurité, sécurité, sécurité. Hold station, hold station, hold station. No more traffic, no more traffic, no more traffic.
Go, Mo, go!
Sécurité, sécurité, sécurité. Appel à tous, appel à tous. No more traffic, no more traffic, no more traffic. Par diffusion d'un bulletin d'information à la navigation à l'entrée de la voie montante du DSP des Casquettes. Veuillez passer canal 5, 05.
They're coming down to shot it now. As soon as we're done, we'll move out and then they can shot it. All 3 shots should be in the water before the divers get in the water. 100% O2. Our first buff's gone down, so it's hooked into something. And there's their buff.
Still a bit of tide.
Yeah, they're still tied there. Give it 5 minutes more in. Bit of time's good for you.
Open, mate.
Welcome back to another dive. This one's a tech dive, which means I have to do decompression before I can return to the surface, or I seriously risk getting a bend. I'm just using my little rear view mirror here, or the screen on my GoPro, to check where Molly is. Seems like Molly might have had a little bit of difficulty to coming down the line, but I'm sure he'd definitely be there. So I'm going to head down to the bottom now and try and pull the anchor close to the shipwreck, or remove the anchor from the shipwreck. So it will allow Molly to come down and use the thinner gauge line to tie into the shipwreck. So I'm at 43 metres. It's already 8 minutes to get back to the surface already. So I've planned the dive, and I'm going to dive the plan, as they say, or as we are trained by Dive Guernsey. My plan is to do 21 minutes bottom time at 50 metres, and to improve my or reduce my decompression times, I'm going to use 50% O2 at 21 metres. So Matt done a pretty good job. He dropped it within about 3 or 4 metres of the shipwreck, which is actually quite hard to do on this shipwreck because of the way the tide pulls the anchor as you drop it. So I've pulled it in nice and close. I've got someone watching me here. So Molly's tied in higher up, so he's going to tie into the strongest thing he can find, and it's always a big bollard. And as I said, that's it now. I'm into deco, so whatever I do, I can't go straight back to the surface. This is what defines a tech dive. You've got to plan it a bit more. Now, strobes get attached just to let people know that we are here. And my next job is to trip the anchor. Some German writing on it, so by tripping the anchor, all I've done is attach the anchor line to the top of the crown of the anchor, so when we lift it, it actually comes upside down. So I drew the short straw and tying in. Always takes a bit of time, so I've wasted 10 minutes of my bottom time already just tying in. But it allows the other divers to come down and get straight on with their dive. So the first thing we see here is the room where the electricity was generated for the electromagnetic mines. The door's ripped off. There used to be a door on there a while ago, I'm sure there was. I think it's laying on the deck somewhere now. So we're swimming up the port side of it. I'm just off the side, giving the little fishes a tickle. Yeah, there's a door. Sure, I see the door. So it looks like cavemen chatting to each other, but I understand what he's saying. So now we're both swimming towards the bow area, which is where Molly wanted to have a look at, because I don't think he's had a really good look there. Just see some big pollock just out of screen there. Constantly checking my back gas. I'm always worried about how much back gas I use. It's all the stuff from the wheelhouse. Let's have a look at these. Although everyone thinks these are the engines, these aren't. These are just the boilers. So she was a twin engine. She was a vertical triple expansion engine, 900 horsepower each, with switchable bow whack exhaust steam turbines of another 450 horsepower each. And they used to drive a 2 3-bladed screws. So the tide is actually coming into my face. It's quite hard to swim against it. That's the plan. Go to the bow into the tide, and then on the way back you use the tide to push you back into the shut line, so you're not struggling on the way back. So I'm diving air. It's an air dive, and it's giving me 14 minutes total time to surface. So if I wanted to go back to the surface right this second, it'd take me 14 minutes. 130 bar, that's almost half a tank. I'm on twin 12s, Molly's on a single 15, so it's his call. When he wants to go back, I follow him. What's he found now? These are portholes, but because this is a war vessel, they didn't use the big brass portholes like the other shipwrecks. So this is made for function, not looks. So Molly's just checking it's not, he already knows it's steel, so. Lay this back down for other people to look at. It's Molly's examination of a steel porthole. And we have a free swimming conger. A bit bigger than a whip, but not quite enough to be scared of. This is the forecastle. This is where the accommodation would have been, where the blokes would have slept inside here. So there's accommodation, there's sink and tap, stuff like that. This is the old gun. So this is what it used to look like on one of my first dives. It used to be pointing towards the sky, as if it was still in battle. But now, sadly, the Jersey boys, or allegedly, the Jersey boys knocked it off by mistake. So this is what we wanted to come and have a look at. There's another little fish, little tampot blenny, give him a tickle. So we wanted to come up and have a look at this. And our little free swimming conger is following us. So as you can see here, these are the windlasses. I've always wanted to scrape the seaweed off between these windlasses and see if that swastika is still there. There's a fish and weight. So let him find a new hiding place. So this deck has hardly changed in the time from when I first dived it. There's Matt the mate trying to swim against the tide, and this is the gun, look, 3.7 centimetre. Is Molly doing his bit? He's making it safe for other divers and just tying this pot rope up a little bit better. Check out this, he's using a bollard. And there you go. This is actually a photograph of the M483. Thanks to Simon Hammond for giving that to me. So we can all appreciate it and all share it and do a little bit in comparison. So Molly's just given me the let's turn around hand signal, and we're going to turn around and start swimming back now. This is a second windlass, starting to fall apart. You can still see chain actually on the deck. So the anchor on the port side is still in the hawser, but on the starboard side it's now on the seabed. 110 bar, yeah, I'm just under half a tank, so I'm going to start heading back now. There's a crab pot everywhere. There's a little spider crab, give him a tickle. So this 3.7 centimetre gun is actually still here, and this is it on the right hand side laying down. That's a shame they knocked that off, because that was awesome to see the gun. Sadly both of them have fallen off now. You can see that crab line is wobbling in the tide, it's that strong. And we got a horrible bit of backscatter here, so we're going to turn our lights off. Let Molly light the scene up. He's just having a look. This is all debris from when the wheelhouse collapsed. There's loads of little trinkets here. Molly's found an old lens It looks like a gauge of some sort. Here's another porthole with the weather shield still on it, just laying there. And now we're going to swim back over these engines, have a little look at them. Have a better look at them. So what we're looking here now is boiler number 2, which is the one that's further forward, which is the forward of these grey boxes that have been hatched in. And this is actually boiler number 1, which is straight behind it. It's pretty smashed up. Just checking my time, but we're going to start heading back. We're now swimming into the fire pump room and the water tanks for the boilers. That big coil there is actually a fire hose, and we're almost back. With 2 minutes left, I always leave a little bit of time to get to line, unclip my strobe, and then work my way up. A bit weird this, because this is where I noticed there's actually 5 strobes on the line. There's only 4 divers on our boat. A bit weird. Until I realised it's one of the divers off the ribs come down, and he's using our shot line to go back up. Not an issue. We know him all anyway. It's Nathan, so his safety's paramount, so he can use our shot line whenever he wants, to be honest. Right, we've done a few stops on the way up, a few 1-minute stops at different depths, and now we are at 6 meters. I've already swapped onto my 48% stage bowl. I know I said 50, but it's actually, when you analyse it, it's 48%. This is a time where we just waste time messing around, filming each other, trying to communicate with each other to say how good the dive was, visibility, etc, etc, and everyone's happy. So time for me and Molly to come up first. We were first in the water. Gives it a jiggle just to let Tommy know that we're ready to come up. And there's Tommy. He's our last diver. We had another diver on the line, Nathan, for some reason, but the other boat, as you can see, is disappeared. I don't know where they... Tommy, where did the other boat go?
Oh, they went home a long time ago, boys.
Oh, okay. Don't know what went on there then.
What happened there?
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. That's a shame, they missed the wreck. I know Nathan was there, Nathan was on it. Nathan come up our shot line.
I think that's why he went.
Just going back up to retrieve our shot now. Actually, it took me a while to trip it when I was down there, but she should come out nicely. 51 metres, it is quite hard to put that little shackle through that hole.
Anybody on the rack,
Yeah, let's retrieve her. She should come up lovely.
We were getting ready to go in. We were ahead, really.
So that's what I had to do at 50 metres on air. Try and get that through the hole.
Works though.
It works up at beauty. It's awkward just on the boat, but it works. And now it's on our way back. Got Tommy doing the boat, my younger brother. How long until we get back?
Well, if we're going to Jethou, it's going to be a couple of hours.
Yeah. It's an hour and 40 minutes to back to Guernsey. But we're going to go and have a bimble around, just check a mooring in Jethou. Is it Corsair de Cirque? I wonder if it's my mate driver. It is, look. It is. It's like the Caribbean. Look at the colour of the water. Turquoise. We'll have a quick dive down through here. There's a bird struggling there, look. Wow. Is he having a wash? Oh, he's having a wash. Getting worried then. We're going to go and dive on the one with the dory on. He is, I think he's having a wash. What kind of bird that is? Video survey and mooring. Diver sticker. You ready, Matt? Alright, watch out the way, boys, I'm going in. So what's the idea of coming down and having a look at these mooring lines? I'll put it this way, nothing lasts forever when it's under the sea. So they should be visually inspected annually, I don't know, maybe. Whenever you can get a diver to go down and check on them. So we're unsure who the tenant is of Jethou, but he's asked Richard if he could get one of these divers to come down and have a look at it. And we are always happy to help people out. Free of charge. We just love diving, to be honest. So I'm just checking every single link, checking for wear, see how much is left, see if there's any obvious failing points. So this chain's actually not that fat really. It's got no gauge to it, but one thing is with these long links, the thing I find with them, they tie themselves in knots just like this here. Quite easy to get it back out of a knot, to be honest. And when it stays like this for too long, what happens is it crosses together in a big ball. Sometimes that could be an issue. But in this case, I'm just going to turn the camera off and quickly straighten it out. There we go, voila. So now it's just a matter of cleaning it all the way back to the deadman. The deadman is in this case, a large chunk of concrete. An absolute beast of a bit of concrete, to be honest. It's got to be 2 meters long by about 1500 wide. Matt's camera just run out of battery, so he's going to have to go back. I thought this was a cannonball to start off with, but it's not. It's just a round boulder. It shows you what the sort of tide does down through here. It rolls these stones up like this. Turns them almost perfectly round. So me and Matt's just checking. So it looks like there's a humongous chain embedded into the concrete. And there's a 2-point securing system here by the looks of it. So there's a shackle, it's attached to these large chains. Even they're showing signs of wear, but they've still got plenty of life in them. And it goes into, it's cast into the concrete. I don't know, maybe the larger chain has actually been embedded right into it, but all we're doing is just checking where this line to the surface is shackled in, checking the shackles. My mate Paul Carey does this all the time, checking moorings and stuff, and you should have seen some of the ones that he's condemned lately. So these stainless steel shackles don't like to be kept under the sand. They tend to snap without notice, the stainless steels. But this is a mooring that doesn't dry out, so it's very hard to actually visually check it without scuba gear. So this is that block of concrete. It's going to be 12 inches deep, possibly 2.5 meters wide by 1500. Very, very heavy. This isn't moving anywhere, and it's actually sitting on top of the sand, so sometimes they're embedded into the sand. So let's work all the way back to the buff again now. Just take our time, swimming along, checking every shackle, make it every link of chain. That one's slightly bent. That's where I straightened it out. It's looking okay. It's a bit shiny on the bottom where it's been dragging around in the tide, but still looks pretty good. This is where it starts getting a little bit thin, where it's been moving around. So you can imagine a little bit of waves on the surface here. this chain's going to move up and down, and every movement it goes up and down is actually grinding and removing a bit of the chain. So I'm just cleaning all the way up to the surface. What I'm doing is I'm going to go up and clean the chain right up to the buff, and then Matt's going to come along behind me. I've got the worst job because when you clean this off, there's bits and bobs that go in your face everywhere. You get covered in marine growth. This seaweed on it isn't helping, to be honest. On the mooring system, it's just giving it extra weight, and it's also giving it a big surface area. So when the tide rips down through here, it's actually pulling on it with a bit more tension because it's flapping this seaweed. And that's as much as I'm going to do. So Matt's done his video survey. Hopefully he gives that to the owner of this mooring, and it's time for us to go home. Seems silly not doing it as we're passing it anyway, so hopefully it's a happy owner again. Captain. We're in. Thanks a lot, and thanks for joining me on another dive, and I'll catch you on the next tide.